All right, I'm going to take a look at gold today. I warned that this was going to happen. We have an options expiration today in gold. The banks will almost always attack gold ahead of that. They want to make as many of those options expire worthless as possible. If at all possible, they're probably going to try to close gold below 1700 today. I also noted in my previous videos that this triangle, let's see if I can draw this in here, this triangle consolidation pattern, they would block this from getting any follow through, and this would turn into a, um, a box instead of a triangle. Normal triangle consolidation, more often than not, you would break out and then run. Sometimes you come back down and test the trend line, but with the options expiration today, there was, you could almost bet the farm they were going to attack gold and do their best. They were definitely going to prevent it from getting above 1750, and they would do their best to try and close it below 1700 as well. We've still got another couple hours here before the close, so it remains to be seen whether or not they can close this below 1700 and make those options expire worthless as well. But I'm, as I said, I think they have trapped gold in a box rather than this triangle consolidation. We were prepared for this attack, and I warned people on the blog here the other day that this was probably coming. There is a chance that the banks have managed to manufacture, a premature top to this intermediate cycle, but I tend to doubt it. I think they have just trapped gold in this box, and I reserve the right to change my opinion 180 degrees if something changes to alter my view. But right now, my view is that this is a sideways consolidation, kind of the same as this, kind of the same as this, and that ultimately the banks are not going to be able to stop the rally in gold, and it will eventually it will break out of this box to the upside, and this intermediate cycle that began here will continue and will make a higher high. So some of the pressure will come off gold after today, after the options expiration. Um, and then, if the bulls return, um, my guess is that gold will just stay in this box for another week or two, and then eventually it will break out to the upside. Now, if we come down, if gold comes down and it takes out this pivot here at about, let's call it 1675, I would become neutral on gold. And if it takes this pivot out here, then I would become bearish, and I would say that they have succeeded in breaking the rally in gold, and then at that point we would have to wait for an intermediate decline. I don't think that's going to happen, though. One of the reasons is that silver is holding up very nicely. All right, so here's the chart of silver, and this looks to me like silver is probably just trying to put in a bull flag here. So far, it's holding nicely above the 200-day moving average. The 200 is just barely starting to turn back up. I wouldn't, completely rule out the possibility that silver may come down and retest this 200-day moving average over the next day or two. But the fact that silver is holding up very nicely is a sign, to me anyway, that gold is probably just stuck in the box. It's almost certainly just being manipulated and attacked today for options expiration, and that ultimately I think gold breaks upwards out of the box, not lower out of the box.